Okay, I think we can start. Lorenza, you ready?
Sure am.
Perfect. So welcome everybody. I'm really happy to see you all here in our meeting room. Today, we will talk about a really interesting topic of how to use analytics to increase marketing efficiency, and what is more important, what kind of different analytic tools are there, what kind of different analytic systems, what are their differences, and if it's even legal. And then we will talk about how in particular you can use analytics to see some value from it, see some effect on your offline business. It's me today with you. My name is Alona. I am the CMO in DISPL, and I have the wonderful person, Lorenza, today with me. She will also talk on this topic today. I think we will try to make it as a little conversation, so it will be me and Lorenza talking all together. If you have questions, please don't hesitate and ask. You can hold your hand and we will see it and we'll ask. You can write us in chat. So do whatever you want. It is just like an event for all of us to discuss this topic. So yeah, let's start. And let's start with a little overview of the problem.
All right, guys. So historically, we have multiple ways in order to market to the audience. We have billboards, we have posters, we have TV, radio, printed ads in magazines and newspapers, and then we also have social media ads and digital ads. But what we're not seeing is the result of these. We are spending 5 to 10% of our marketing budget on these marketing efforts, but we don't know how or if they're actually producing results. I mean, when we market digitally, we can see activity, but we don't see what happens once they leave their house. Is all these marketing efforts actually driving your audience to the retail location to make the purchases? So we know what works, but what we don't know is, like I said, if it's actually driving audiences into the store. We know OOH campaigns like the billboards and the posters and things like that. It's definitely going to increase brand awareness, but to what effect? Who is becoming made aware? What percentage are we converting to awareness? That's where it gets a little hazy, okay? And traditional offline ads like TV, radio, we're throwing it out there, right? We're like throwing it out to the universe. We know it's at some level it's causing some brand awareness, but to what extent? And then digital marketing campaigns. We can see the campaign effectiveness as far as views, but we can't see it as far as action. So at the end of the day, we're wasting about 21% of our budgets without this kind of data being shown to us. So lack of data leads to insufficient budget allocation. Where are we putting our money? Are we putting our money where it makes the most sense? We don't know if we are. We're kind of flying blind at this point. A decrease in ROI. The lack of holistic data makes it difficult to optimize marketing funnels. So I'm not going to read this through, but what it means is we can't subjectively understand what our return on investment is if we don't know if what we're investing in is the right funnel, the right channel to drive the largest impact. Okay. And a customer experience cap. The customer may receive a disjointed experience. So we don't have personalized recommendations. Anytime you pay for cost per impression, when we're talking about retail media, those impressions, if you have a cosmetic ad, those impressions could be playing for men, and it's just going to fall on deaf ears, and that money is being wasted towards that audience. The ad brought the customer to the store. Yeah, this is the number one thing we need to know. Did that ad, especially on social media, once they leave their house, once they take a step out of their front door, we don't know if that's the same person that we see clicked on the website that came into the store. So we're losing a lot of data and nothing's translating from online to offline. Why you need to collect more offline data. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, but let's kind of like break it down. So we want to understand ad impact on store traffic. So if we did place, let's use the social media advertisement as the example. So if we did place a social media ad that, you know, we were having a big Mother's Day sale this weekend, come in and purchase, but we weren't tracking any of the activity or traffic inside the store during the Mother's Day weekend, we wouldn't be able to see if that ad actually made that difference. But once we start to track that data, we can clearly see, hey, this ad that I paid money for has produced an increase over last weekend's traffic. I can see that demographic, especially if you're targeting a certain audience online. So if you're targeting, you know, females 30 and over, and all of a sudden we see in the data that we have an influx of females 30 and over, bada bing, we know that there was a direct effect there. Improving existing and future campaigns. Knowing you know what audience converts better in offline stores. Use this to improve target. Yeah, exactly. So once we can start to read the data, we can start to see what our marketing efforts and how it affects. And then we can start tweaking it and we can start adjusting it to get the audience driven to the store, the particular audience that we're looking for. Measure campaign conversions and ROI. Now we can start to see if we're putting our marketing dollars towards these billboards or towards these social media campaigns, how can we adjust it to increase our ROI effectively? So that data is extremely important. Data can also be sourced as of extra revenue for selling real-time data. This is one of the biggest things I like to share with my retail media guys and my media owners is you're not only selling ad space, you can sell data as well. So these advertisers are so interested in finding out how did their actual content perform. So this is a whole nother data set that you can sell back to the advertisers that are advertising on screens out there.
Yeah, and I would like to add here, thanks, Lorenz. I would just like to add here, talking about ROI, that we not only understand if some online campaign increase the traffic that is coming to our store, but we also can now understand with the data, we can now understand if the promo zone that we built inside the store, or if the sampling zone that we spend some money at is actually doing something. If people are actually coming to this brand zone, because of course we can see that we have the increase in sales or we don't have the increase in sales, but there are a lot of different parameters that may affect. For example, the traffic just may be bigger this day, and that's why the sales were higher. But if we understand that we have this particular audience at that brand zone, near that sampling zone, that they were tasting this product, that they were approaching this brand zone, we understand that this really affected, that people were interested, and then we can see that the same person was at the checkout zone, and this same person made the purchase. So this is and it's not only about sampling zones or just promo zones. Even if you put any printing material on your wall, you can also understand how it works. So your marketing efforts are no longer are not just an action anymore, because of the possibility to collect the data.
That's a great point, Alana. So I come from the point of sale display world before here, and I used to have a client, Makita Power Tools, and they would build this huge brand zone inside Home Depot. They would spend millions of dollars on it, and they wouldn't be able to forecast an ROI. The only way they knew if it was successful, it was at the end of the run, after they've already spent the money, and either it was a hit and they can see a small percentage increase in sales at the end, or it was a bust and they lost money. But with this technology, what they could have done is they could have been tracking the attractiveness of this display and the data from this display, and they could have been making tweaks along the way to drive ROI instead of waiting till the end of the run to see if it worked. So this is a tool that I wish I had 10, 15 years ago when I was building $1 million display programs across the country. So I can't imagine any other brand that wouldn't want this data, because then you could definitely secure an ROI at the end instead of just waiting to find out if it worked or not.
Yeah, perfect. That's with big brands like Makita, I think it's just really a pain.
Yep.
Yeah, let's now see different types of tools that you can use to collect the data, because there are a lot of different tools out of there that you can use. I think the first one, you know, everyone knows this, people counters or traffic counters. This is just super regular thing. You probably saw it on every single entrance zone, and this is with us for, I know, 20 years already. Another group of tools is video analytic tools that work with the video stream and collecting data, detecting people right on the fly, and using this this video stream to collect, to understand what people are in front of the camera, the sensor, whichever the way it works. Wi-Fi analytics. It is also an interesting thing that is pretty new, I think, according to comparing with people counters. This tool is especially good when you need to understand how people are moving, because your Wi-Fi beamer is connected to their cell phones, and you know how the traffic is moving. You won't know the demographics. You won't know the age and gender, but you will just understand how they are moving. But if you have the mobile app, you will be able to integrate these two together and understand a particular customer of yours is moving like this and buying this offline, this offline. You will have the full understanding of their path. And if we are having all of this together, of course we are having the full picture, because as I said, traffic counters, they only give you the number of people. Video analytics will give you the demographics, the number of people, the dwell time, engagement. Wi-Fi analytics will give you their path inside the store, and mobile apps will allow you to, mobile apps tracking will allow you to merge this data with the particular IDs of your customers. So not this data sources alone won't give you the full picture, because again, we are not using Google Analytics alone. We are using a lot of different tools, like got the word again, in order to understand how people are moving after they clicked on your ads and after they left a request on your website, because sometimes people need to have several touches before they leave a request. So the same here with offline analytics. The one data source won't give you full picture, but let's see what you can get with the minimum investments and minimum actions. Let's see and let's compare standard people counters, traffic counters with video analytics. Why am I pointing out this slide, and why am I putting my attention and your attention into it? because we here in DISPL meet this request all the time. All the time we are asked, are you a people counter? What is the difference? Why we need you if we have a people counter? And here is the answer, because this is just another set of data that you receive. It is not better, not worse. It's just another set of data. With traffic counters, there's of course, there are some pluses and some minuses that you will receive. The same with video analytics. So let's talk about it a little bit. For traffic counters, the main purpose of the traffic counter is to track a person who is entering in order not to miss anyone. And you will only get the number of people who is coming into the store. And if the people counter is more professional, you will also understand how many people went back, and you will understand who of them were staff and things like that. But it depends on the provider. But they only put traffic counters at the entrance zone. So this is the only way you can see how people are moving, what they are doing. In and out, just one number. Another thing is, people always ask us about the accuracy, and they say that traffic counters are super accurate. They will be able to count all the people that are coming. Again, depending on the provider technology, the accuracy of counting the number of people is perfect. But again, if we have a family holding hands and coming together, not every single traffic counter will understand that there are 3 people, not 2, for example, not 1. Again, it depends on the provider and the technology that they are using. But the most important thing is that the only area they are measuring is entrance and exits. That's it. You won't know anything else. With video analytics solution, you just have more data. If you have traffic counters and entrance and exits, perfect. Let's just add something more. Let's add video analytics on your brand zones, on your specific product zones when you have more marginal goods, or for example, you want to sell these goods more, but you don't know who is buying these goods or why these goods are not interesting to anybody. With this video analytics solutions, you will understand not only the number of people, but you'll also understand their demographics. And as Lorenzo said, it's really important because you need to understand if your online guides who are doing online ads are bringing the right people. For example, I know that my audience is men from 30 to 45, and my online guys said that they launched a new ads and with some new video or some new messaging, and I see that a lot of that my sales dropped, and I don't know why. And with video analytics solution, I will be able to understand that I have more women coming into my store, and I see that I have more traffic. My employees are tired, but no more, but sales are not growing. And this is the reason, because we have more women, for example. The same thing, if we understand how many who is coming to the store and who is buying, we can understand what are the people that should be targeted online. Who should we target? So this is the difference. Audience analytics and video analytics will give you more precise data. You will know demographics, dwell time. Can put it into specific areas, and it with a combination in a combination with the traffic counters, you will have full data that you will be able to use to analyze your traffic behavior. Let's talk about different types of analytics algorithm, because it's not only one of them in the market. There are mostly 3 of them, 3 most important types of algorithm. face, body, and full body estimation. Face attribute detection is everything that was working with faces. Body is working with body. And the last one is the algorithm that detects key points on the body, like a skeleton of the body. And it is usually used for in order to understand poses of the visitor, how they are moving, if they're doing something the needed way. Body shape detection and full body pose estimation is like almost the same. They are close, but they and various solutions use either one of this, and you can choose according to your needs and just what you think is better for you. Let's now talk about these two face and body detection models. Why? Because this is what DISPL is focused on. And why I want to highlight these two models is because the way we work with data is we combine face detection with body detection. So it's not like, as I said, for example, traffic counters, we know the number of people inside the store. Yes, we know because we have this body detection. We are working with bodies. But we also need to understand what's going on next with these people. They came and I just have the number of people. That's not interesting to me. I want to understand who these people are, and I want to understand how they are interacting. And the only way to get demographic characteristics, dwell time, engagement, and things like that is using face attribute detection. So the combination of two models, making video analytics more precise and give you and give you the better value of your data that you can really use in order to make some decisions. So this is just the thing I want to highlight, and I want you to think about it when you will think about choosing video analytics, because the only way you can get attributes is when you see the face. You need to see the person closer in order to understand their metrics, and the combination gives you a possibility to make the full funnel. Now let's talk a little bit about how it works. I know that a lot of people have worries that it is not legal, that it is not under the GDPR, and that is like a big brother's watching you, but that's actually not it. As you can see here, Wi-Fi, mobile apps tracking, people counter, everything is like tracking something in your movements, your actions in the mobile phones. I probably think you know that even when we are talking, online ads are doing some magic in order to show us what we were talking about. Here is absolutely different thing. We do not do anything specific with the video. We don't collect any personal data. There is a video, there is the video stream, and the model, AI model, on the fly detects metrics and just send this metrics to the server. That's it. So no video is stored, no pictures, no images are made, just data. It is the set of data, that ID of the person, just anonymous ID, and the metrics for this person. So this is absolutely legal, and it complies with all the standards and all the laws. We even have the documents that prove it, that proves it. So you can see on our website all of the conclusions from the agencies that we are compliant with all this data. And if you just think about it, it's nothing to do with what online people online data collectors are doing now.
Can I just add something to the last slide real quick? So I just want to reiterate everything that she said, the importance of having these two algorithms work in tandem with each other is that how the way it gives us better data. So if you can imagine, so we collect the data from the face algorithm, and then we marry it to the data from the body algorithm. What that means for us is when that body is walking around and gets detected on other sensors, that the face data that we've collected is married to it. So it follows that unique ID code, right? So before, in order to get a clear picture, we had to get a clear picture of the face every time. That's not the case anymore. We only need a clear picture of the face one time, and it gets married to the body data. And now we can detect the body and know the demographical data from the face data, if that makes sense. So that's why it's so important to have these two algorithms running simultaneously at the same time. We no longer need a clear picture of the face every time we see this person in order to know what data is going through the store. Okay.
Yeah, and this actually is a good point that I want to continue with saying again about the funnel, that using these two models together allow us to provide our clients with the whole funnel. So we understand the traffic because we can detect the body. We see that the person enters the store or enters the zone. We can understand how many bypassers, that's how we call it, came into the store. Then we can see that, for example, 40% of these people came closer to our brand zone or our sampling zone or whatever product zone in the store, because we recognize their face and we see that they're looking at the product, they are interested in the product, they spend, like, for example, a minute and a half there, and we understand that among 100 of people, we only have three um, three people in this particular brand zone. We know the conversion. Then we can put the sensor on the checkout zone and see how many of this particular people, of the three people, made it to the checkout zone. And then we have checks, and we have all the information there, and we can also marry it together and understand what these people buy, because we have the time stamp on the receipt, on the check. All this information is inside the POC system. We can marry it together and understand that this man bought this and this. And if we have a lot of data like this, we will be able to understand that, we will be able to see the consequences, and we'll be able to see that men prefer, for example, this brand among another brand. And we know that we have a lot of men in this particular zone. Let's put this brand more, or let's just buy this brand more if we are a retailer. The same with restaurants. If we see that this burger is more popular and this burger is more popular for men, let's first of all show this ads to men to make them buy it, because they usually love it and they tend to come back. So a lot of different ways to use this data, but the main point is that combining these two algorithms give us this whole funnel, especially if we have all the possibilities to collect data, if we have traffic counters, if we have video analytics, if we have Wi-Fi trackers, if you have mobile apps, boom, perfect. Collect it all into your BI system and you will be just Superman. You will have all the data and you will be able to know everything about your visitors, how they behave, and you will be able to adjust your marketing according to this data to make sales grow month by month. What I want to highlight, Lorenzo, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Well, yeah, I mean, this could be kind of nerdy, but I thought this slide was very impactful. So face detection speed. Our old algorithm, it was 3 seconds. Now it's 1 second. So that means when we use that computer vision technology and we collect 72 data points to
Lorenzo, you're muted.
I know my watch hit my keyboard. Sorry about that. So within 1 second, we're collecting 72 different data points. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. And it makes me happy and excited. AI detection, faces only, faces and bodies. Again, that was a big thing. Being able to marry the face data with the body data and follow the client or prospect around to see the journey, everything like that. That's amazing. The increase from 2 to 4 meters to 6 meters, also amazing. And then like what Alana was just saying, our funnel just widens now when we add this new algorithm. So, and then of course we're always doing our best to improve hardware. So we're on our 3rd round of hardware. I believe we're with the Linux operating system. So it's just they seem like little things, 3 to 1 second, 4 meters to 6 meters, but actually it's quite impactful.
Yeah, and when we are talking about the traffic that are moving fast, not just standing there, this 2 seconds makes the difference. And when we are talking about 2 and 4 meters and 6 meters, when this is just the same thing about what Lorenzo said before. Before, we always needed to see the face. That's why it's 2 to 4 meters, because we need to understand if it's a man or a woman. And if for now, because we also work with bodies, we can start detection from 6 meters. So from 6 meters, we can understand that the person is coming, is approaching your location, is inside your location. And when, yeah, again, when we are trying to improve the technology every single month, and our R&D team is doing a lot. We improved the accuracy dramatically, not just because our body detection algorithm appeared, but also because we absolutely changed our face detection algorithm. It's super new right now, so it just works differently. It works with a different quality and a different speed. We have a lot of different things on the roadmap, like object detection, traffic detection, but let's not talk about it right now, because it will be soon at the end of 2025. Most important is what we have today. And I want to stop a little bit on part of cases. While Lorenzo was talking about the problem and the solution, I thought about a couple of more cases I would like to share with you, but they're not here in the slide, so I will send it after the webinar. Just a couple of cases just to showcase how analytics can be used in different locations. It's just all about it. Here in the mall, we see that here is the sensor and here is the screen, and the company is selling ads. So they make money by selling ads on this ad spaces to different advertisers. And when they decided to add analytics, this was the case when they were selling this ads, this data to their advertisers. First, they said, see here, we have more people, more engagement. That is why price on this screen will be higher. So if you want to have an ad on this screen, the price will be higher. So they get more margin. But what is also important is that when I, as an advertiser, come to them and I say, I only do perfume for women, for example, I don't need any man watching my screen, because that's just a waste of money for me. And with this sensor collecting analytics, they can show their ads only to women, save money to advertiser, and get this competitor advantage among other media owners. So this is just one case about how analytics can be used if we have some screens, some hardware, and we are just selling some ads, working with advertisers.
Yeah. The other cool thing too is advertisers can do A/B testing. So let's say as an advertiser, I have a $2,000 budget. Um, but my team has come up with two different contents, two different set campaigns. And how do I know which campaign should I spend my whole $1,200 on? So what I can do is I can take a portion of that budget, take $200, $100 each campaign. The data will show, hey, campaign A performed way better than campaign B. Boom, that's where the rest of my budget's going then, because I know that's the higher performer. That is invaluable to know that ahead of time before spending all your budget dollars. So that's a big upsell for advertisers.
Yeah, and actually that works not only for advertisers. If you're just doing
Yeah,
regular digital signage, that will perfectly work for you as well. It just won't be like the money you're spending, it just the effectiveness you're getting.
yeah,
You can
exactly.
you can show this campaign or this campaign, but why would you show the campaign that performs worse? Show the campaign that performs better. You will get more views, more engagement, more sales.
Exactly.
Another case is just a regular case of targeting. That is actually what I was just talking about like a second ago. Here we just have consumer electronics store and screens that are showing some content. They know who buys what and when because they were doing their business for a long time. They have this analytics and they know that it is much better to show ads when person is looking at it and when this ad is personalized, when it has something to do with this person. So they're not showing ads when to the backs of the people anymore. And this gives them an opportunity to operate people's engagement and make them be interested in different times in different places of the store and attract to some special things that they need to.
Yeah, I think this is incredible. A great example, if you see that image on the bottom, we see a man maybe over 35 looking at a screen and earbuds, AirPods or come on the thing. Well, maybe a man in his 20s or comes over there, we're going to have Beats by Dre are going to pop up on there. So it's going to uniquely give the unique experience to the shopper because of the market research that the team has already done. They know how to upsell basically. So that's directly affecting the store's ROI because they're going, oh yeah, my buddy has Beats. I'm gonna go get myself a pair too. So that's a direct upsell, direct effect to ROI.
And if you have mobile apps and if you know analytics from mobile apps and you know that the person was looking in your app for something, you can add this uh, you can add this product to your digital signage and they will come into the store and they will see, oh, this is what I was looking for, let's buy it. So this is also a way of the way to manage impressions of customers. Another interesting case is a popular store, big store of guitars and other musical instruments. And they were interested in in what people are coming to them. They have a big two floor stores with absolutely different musical instruments all over the place. And they wanted to understand what people are coming into each zone, who is interested in what, and how they can make it more personal, how they can put their stuff into the right places to increase their sales. So that was like the first step that they needed to understand audience in each part of this big store. Who is guitar lovers? Who are the piano lovers? And they can, in order to adjust their ads according to the data that they will receive.
Yeah, that's great. And the question I get from people a lot is, okay, well, I only need to have this in my store for 30 days and then I'll know who the piano lovers are and I'll know who the guitar lovers are. Yes and no, because things change with pop culture. Things change. Maybe, a big time singer he started playing the flute or something like that, and then there's going to be an influx in flute sales because of it. So monitoring this consistently will help you follow the influx and defluxes that happen throughout the year. It's not just a one time thing. You want to see the flow throughout the year, through pop culture, how it affects the traffic that comes into your store and everything like that. And that's what you're able to do when you use this technology.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to add here is that you always track your sales and you always looking at trying to make this number higher and higher. And when you see some drop downs, what would you do to understand the reason? You would probably need some data. And for example, if you see that your sales dropped, you can come back to the audience analytics and understand, oh, I had less, for example, men from 45 to 50, and looks like they had the highest checks, and that is why I have my sales dropped. Let's try to do everything in our ads, offline and online, to make this people come to the store because they do high checks to us. For example, this is also the way to use it. And I think the last case that I want to tell you about, this is a really, really interesting thing. This is the cigarette and liquor store. And what they do is they just collect the data when people are on the checkouts. It's just like a small kiosks, but all over the place. People come to buy cigarettes and they just collect the data about who was it. Then they automatically merge this data with their POC system with the checks, and then they just sell this data to brands. They just make this analytics a source of their additional revenue. They don't do anything. They just put it there. Then they connected it with their POC data, and then they just sell it to brands. They say, we sold this number of Marlboro, last month, and that was the people who bought it. And brands um, are hunting for the data because they spend a lot of money on promos. They spend a lot of money paying to retailers, to distributors. They don't know anything. They are blind, and that's why they try to get at least some data. And if retailers provide it to them, it's perfect. So, Lawrence, let me pass you a mic a little bit to talk about how analytics could be collected
Sure.
on different places, and that is suitable for almost every single retailer and the rest.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a couple of cases here in front of us. We have LED panels. This is actually being used in real life at this very moment in Brazil. This one is Topo Chico. I know we have one for Coca-Cola brand zone as well. So our system is using the content management system to manage all the content on the screen. At the same time, we are analyzing who is stopping by. You know what I mean? So we know it may take 3 to 4 seconds to open up the door, take a soda out. So now we can see the difference in conversion. So who's walking by the display, who's taking that time to pull the soda actually out of the container. And this is really allowing us to understand how this particular end cap, along with this LED panel, is impacting the sales of this product in this store. TV panels. These are being used typically in QSR for menu boards and things like that. We have here analyzing number of impression targeted content in real time. So like I always say, if we know that the summer strawberry salad is coming on and our target demographic is for women, when a woman walks up to the TV panel and looks at the menu, the strawberry salad might swoosh across the screen. So this is automatic upselling that's happening. at the same time collecting demographical data on who is responding to the content that we're seeing on the screen. And then we have tablets and touchscreens. Tablets by far are the easiest and quickest way to implement this solution in a matter of minutes, because less configuration, less hardware. They go right at the checkout stands. They can even sit inside each brand zone. They can not only collect data, they can ask questions like a survey. They can collect consumers information too. So hey, if you're in this brand zone, how are you liking it? If you want to hear more information about this later on, please leave us your email address. And all this is happening in the background. We're collecting the data. Who is engaging, who's visiting the brand zone, who's leaving their email addresses behind. It gives you a very clear picture of customer interaction and experience. Another use case for those interactive like touch screens too is we have a company that does all the totems in resorts, and these are touchscreen resorts. So what their touchscreens are doing is allowing you to purchase day excursions, and it's collecting all the data. So now we can see, hey, we can see what excursion they spent the most time looking at, which one did they actually end up buying, and we're collecting that demographical data. So now we know how to further market. So we see, oh, the guys in their 20s really love the off-roading bike excursions. That's the route. That's where we're going to spend money in marketing to those people. So it's across every venue, or so to speak, or every channel, whether it's LED TV or tablets, it's super helpful and easy to utilize.
Yeah, I will just
sure, go ahead.
Just help you a little bit with it, because I just want to highlight that Lorenz already started talking about that. We started with analytics, and we were talking about the analytics. Then we talked a little bit about screens. Then I said a couple of words about selling ads, and you can only go with analytics. You can only have the data that you will collect, but using everything together will allow you to make your store a digital channel. So for example, you are, as Lorenzo said at the very beginning, you are spending your money on billboards, on radio, TV, on everything like that. And then people come to make people come to the store, and they do come to the store. But for example, if you're a brand inside the store, they will prefer another brand because, for example, they saw a nice ad or some nice brand zone. And retail media here is your instrument to make the customer inside the store choose you. And if we're talking about the retail media is the tool for you to show ads, to have marketing inside the store without any additional budget. You don't need to pay anybody else. You have everything inside. Why don't you use it? And if you use all of those three things together, plus selling ads to another brands, to another companies, plus getting revenue, plus selling data to brands, that is the maximum value from this kind of tool that you can get.
So right now the buzzword is digital transformation. We get calls from people from department stores, from retail, any retail store. The big thing right now is we want to make the digital transformation. We want to use AI. We want to do all these things. And in order to have a really effective retail media, and to digitally transform a retail media, you do need these three different things. You do need to know what the data is. You do need to manage the content on the screen, and then you also want to be able to sell back to the brands that are located in the store as well with the monetization part. But what historically happens is you have 3 separate softwares, 3 separate platforms to do these things, right? So by putting them all together and making them dynamic, making them interact with each other, it takes your digital transformation from 0 to 100 in one step. So that's what's happening here. Because these are dynamic, because the data is affecting the content, increasing the revenue for the billboards, we're now accomplishing 3 different platforms all in one. And so essentially that's also going to lower overhead because you have one cost instead of 3 separate costs. So if you want to make a digital transformation in 2025, this is the way to do it. So yeah, so we have options, especially this month. We have some really good discounts going on because we really want people to make these digital transformations. We want to get this technology inside the stores for clients and for partners. So we do have proof of concept bundles. I invite you guys, if you're interested, if you've made it all the way to the end, to reach out, schedule a one-on-one, and we can talk about how proof of concepts can be implemented.
Perfect. We are right on time, Lorenza.
Beautiful.
Okay, so if you have some questions, this is like the right time to ask. You can also contact Lorenza or me or any one of us later to ask your questions. If there is something to add to what we were saying about different analytic tools and different ways to collect data, you're also very welcome to discuss it with us. And I think that's it for today.
So we have one question that says, will you share the presentation after?
Yeah, sure. We'll share the presentation. We will send an email with the presentation, with the video, and with the bullet points of what was said, just for you to like refresh what was going on.
Cool.
Okay, so no more point to keep you waiting here. Thank you all so much for being here with us. Thank you all for your interest. Have a great day ahead, and hope to talk to you later. See you later. We are always here to support, to answer, and to be your digital transformator buddies.
Exactly. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.